Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hammer Podcast. Today is January 17th, 2020, and I'm speaking with Breana and Caleb. He'll be on in a few minutes. Breana went to the Wings of Faith from 2016 to 2020, roughly. And they're here to give us their story on how their life was there. So, Breana, go ahead and start off with why you went there.
Well, at first in my life, I was that rebellious child. I did as I wanted. I got expelled like 2 times. My parents didn't want to put up with the crap I was doing, getting suspended all the time, not doing my schoolwork when I should have, just doing things around the house I should have, like stealing and lying. And finally, they came to the place where, after programs that I'd been through before Wings of Faith, they sent me to Wings of Faith directly from another program that I was at. And my first day there, it was a little bit shocking. The program that they took me from in order to get me to Wings of Faith, that program was my family. I counted them more as a family than my own personal family did. And it was horrible because I remember hugging all my friends and saying goodbye and just the tears rolling down, not knowing where I was going at all. I thought I was going back home, stay with my parents for a while. But next thing you know, I hear on the GPS stop in Missouri, and I was like, okay, that's I don't know where I'm going. And then finally, we end up at where I'm at, and my mom is explaining to me, oh, this is a girl's home, and this is where you'll stay for, however long, maybe a year or so. And I was like, okay, and she was like, do you have horses? It'll be fun, you'll enjoy yourself. And I was like, okay, so this is going to be actually pretty fun. But then I walked in through the door, I saw girls wearing skirts, and we went downstairs, and they were giving me a tour throughout the place, and it was nothing of what I imagined. I was terrified, I was nervous, new people, new circumstance. I'm taken away from the program I was at where my actual family, what I counted my family as, was for, and I didn't know what to do. Next thing you know, I'm sitting on the couch and we're talking to girls and they're asking me questions are you nervous, or what do you want to know about school? And I'm asking, I'm asking them questions, but in general, I'm very shy, very nervous because it's a new place.
Right, right.
And little did I know that day when I first came there, after my parents left, they decided to throw all my crap away that I previously had from my old program, where a bunch of people gave me all this nice stuff and everything right before I left. And next thing you know, my parents threw it all away because the program didn't need it.
Right, right.
That really ticked me off. But it came to the point where Miss Debbie, she took me to the bathroom, and next thing you know, she was like, oh, you need to take off your clothes so I can search you. And I was like, I've never had that happen to me before. I've never had to strip myself down to my underwear and my bra to the point where this woman's looking at me, asking me random questions like, do you have any piercings or any of that? And it scared me because I have a random woman that I don't know asking me, can you take off your clothes and I will give you this? And she takes away all the clothes I had before, and I wasn't ready for that emotionally. I literally, yeah. I get into a little bit more detail, but I'm not going to. But it really struck me mentally to the point where my physical body started reacting in a way it shouldn't have. So then, that's technically my first day. That's technically all I remembered. I go down to my desk, and they're doing stuff. My guide comes up, random girl that I don't know, and she starts talking to me. I barely remember anything because it was so it was so mind striking for me, to the point where I was like, what do I do? What do I say? I don't know where I'm at. My parents just let me have to sleep in a place. So that was my
Right.
first day.
How did your parents
And
how did your parents find out about this place? Was it word of mouth, or did they see it on the
I had no
internet?
idea because a friend of mine, Vika, who also went to Wings of Faith, was before I left, whenever I left Oakdale, the previous program I was at, that summer, Dicka went to Oakdale, and then like a year later from Oakdale, she transferred to Wings of Faith. So I feel like someone at Oakdale or like in that program knew about Wings of Faith, and they told our parents about it when they asked, "Is there any more places?" And that's my guess. I don't know for sure, but I feel like there's a connection there
Yeah.
from Oakdale and Vika coming to Wings of Faith, and we both found out that, oh wow, you're from Oakdale. Like when she came as a new kid, I was like, okay. I feel like something our parents or someone over there told them about it, and
Oh,
I don't know other than that.
right. Okay. So you go through your first day, all that stuff. Uh, were you in a dorm, or were you? I mean, was it a separate dorms, or was it just a one big gigantic room with beds?
It was
Or
a big, huge, gigantic room with beds. Like that's our dorm room, and then where we get stripped is in the bathroom. But before that, you're in the living room and you're talking to girls. And it's just like where we have chapel and we watch movies, and it's ridiculous because that one time you sit on the couch when you're a new girl, or like when you first walk through the doors, is technically the only time you're going to be allowed to sit on the couch at all unless you're on a visit with their parents, which is ridiculous.
yeah,
Because all of us could have the couch, but we can't. Like we have to sit on the hard chairs all the time, and it hurt. 'Cause, I hated it. And it was uncomfortable. Like nobody cared about my comfort, but still, I do care about my comfort.
sure,
Especially when
sure.
I'm
Got to
going
be
through all the
comfortable.
crap that he went through over there, and it's ridiculous.
So, any restraints? Any slaps, fights?
I have seen several. I don't know. We've had girls there who threw huge tantrums. And since I'm not, like, I was part of it, but at the same time, afterwards, I was like, oh shit, it shouldn't be doing this. But this one girl, she was 11, and she constantly threw tantrums. And then, like, we brought the radio in, and we played the song. It's like Patrick Carter song, where it's like the ambulance song, some crap like that. And it was technically played because she was crying and throwing tantrums. It was like the staff and all students were making fun of her. And I'm not gonna lie, I was part of that too, but I was like, dude, that's rude. Like, I understand she's throwing tantrums and y'all want to punish her, but that's not a way to, like, you're just making fun of her, and that's just harassment. You don't know, you don't have to be doing that. Like, in general, like, if it was me, I would tell her, dude, you need to shape up. You can't be throwing tantrums like this. And then not only that, like, I've seen Miss Debbie get furious at other girls when she had her restrained and push them to the freaking wall to the point where they like stumble and fall. And it was like, okay, that's not restraint. That's pushing someone to the freaking wall. That's like if you're gonna restrain somebody, you're gonna do it in a way that's not gonna like immensely hurt them, but you're just putting them down. So
Yeah,
then, like until they calm down, like you hold on them, but you're not gonna freaking squeeze the crap out of them, or you're not gonna like put four girls on top of them, or you're not gonna like fling them to the wall like there's some stupid dog they want to wring the neck off of.
right. Did when they restrained you? Did they like put
I
you on
have
the?
never personally been restrained.
Well, when you saw the
Um,
restraining, did
right.
you see? I mean, were girls just tackling the other girl and just putting their knees and stuff
Yeah.
on their body?
There's this
Okay.
one girl that we had there that was extremely bi, and she was really
Ex-
obsessed with another girl,
oh,
and
extremely
she was like,
bi. Okay, I was wondering.
right.
Okay,
And I don't judge anybody. If they want
sure.
to do that, that's okay. But in this program, they don't support that
Yeah,
at
sure.
all
It's
because they
Baptist.
believe in male and female, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yet, she's like, she's has a huge crush on this girl, and I don't blame her at all. Like what you believe in is what you do, and I'll support you through any of that. I don't judge people like that. You want to do? Hey, me and Caleb already decided when we have our kids, if they want to be bi and they want to do whatever they want, we'll support them through it. You
Sure.
don't like this on them. I don't care what religion you face. You accept people for who they are, and that's one of the biggest things in those programs. But like they tell us to set people for who they are, but yet you walk through a church doors, and right when you walk through them, all the freaking church members are turning around, staring at you and judging the shit out of you and giving you dirty looks like, "Ew, who the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "No, you don't do that."
You
So
have to.
that's one of my biggest problems. But she had the girl I was talking about who's bi. She had a crush on another girl, and when it came to restraining her or like having people tell her what to do, she would only listen to the girl she had a crush on, or she would only let the girl who she had a crush on restrain her. And the thing is, like, staff would allow that. And it's like, I don't care, like, if if you don't support it, then why are you still allowing it to happen in our dorms and all this kind of crap? And it's like they put up with it. I'm like, no, you want to stick towards something, you stick towards something. I hate that. When you want to say something and do another thing, I don't appreciate that. You say it and you do it. That's how I grew up. You say what you mean and you do what you mean. And if you're just going to go back and forth on it and tell me that you believe in this, but yet you do something contrary to it, that's a problem.
Right. You have to realize, Breana, that these are Baptists you're dealing with, independent fundamental Baptists. They don't go for that homo stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't go for it. It's an abomination. It's a sin. So anybody who who comes in and is either bi or homosexual,
it's ridiculous.
Yes, they're gonna target them. They're gonna target them.
They're
try to pray the gay away is what they try to do.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and their huge thing is love the sinners or like accept them from who they are, but yeah, you're not letting them be who they are. You're trying to transform them to a different person.
Sure,
and that's not okay.
It's hypocrisy.
You let people be who they want to be.
Yeah.
Like, I would understand if you're dealing with a fucking serial killer or something. Like, that's unaccepted.
Yeah.
But, like, let people believe what they want to believe.
Was it all female staff there?
No. Okay, so
there were male staff. Okay.
Huh?
Right.
There were several male staff. The one I struggled with the most was he was a evangelist, and you've heard it from Allison and Alexi. I know they've been talking to you on the podcast, and I was that girl that Alexi was talking about. Like, there's a couple of us that he would literally stare at our boobs or our breasts when we were talking to him, and I would freak out, and I'm like, why is he doing this? I was scared because I knew they wouldn't believe me, or Valley, whenever she told the staff, like Miss Debbie was like, oh, he won't do that, or she said that she'll keep an eye on it, but she didn't, and it just kept on happening, and you could see his eyes go up and down, and it's like, okay, you're disrespecting me. And that was ridiculous because it was like sexual harassment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it was ridiculous. I've never wanted to go through that. I hated it. Every single time I will try to avoid him as much as I can. Like, I see him walking some way, I walk the other way, and just indicate, because you don't know.
He never touched anybody, did he? That you know of?
Well, the thing, it's not physical touch, but when we used to play kickball, like, he would, like, aim the freaking ball right at our asses, and that was still sexual harassment. And it's like he did it intentionally because every single girl had to go through that. From what I know, like me, I had to go through it, Valley, and several other girls, Casey, and it was ridiculous. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. If you want to, like, back to the same thing I was talking about. You want people to believe in what you believe in. Don't do stuff that's contrary to what you believe in. And that's the thing, They kept on shoving crap Christianity down our faces and everything, but yet they asked in a different way, and they're asking us, why don't you listen to us? Because your freaking actions tell me different.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. That's why a lot of kids who go out from agape or wings of faith, they don't want to have anything to do with Christianity because they've seen so much hypocrisy, or they've had it shoved down the throat to the point where, frick it, dude, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them for that. Like, I'm struggling still with that. Like, I believe in God. I believe in what he has done and everything, but it's like I don't want to go to church barely. Like, if my fiance wants to go to church, I'll go with him, and we have fun with it. But at the same time, it's like when it comes to going all out for it, it's like I can't anymore.
Right. Understandable. I mean, yeah. It seems like a lot of these so-called pastors, it's always the same two crimes. And I've told I told a couple of guys of Agape, they either are busted for some sort of charge of money laundering or tax evasion, something to do with money, or they're busted for sex
sexual
crime.
harassment,
Yes,
or
sexual
yeah,
harassment, molestation, rape.
yeah,
I mean, it's always the same too. So it doesn't surprise me that this
at
guy who
all.
calls himself a pastor is looking at
Yeah,
your ass and your boobs. You know what I mean? It
yeah,
doesn't surprise me at all. That's I expect that from them because
right. But
that's who they are.
shouldn't, like, we expect that, but it shouldn't be
It
accepted
shouldn't be
at all.
accepted, correct? But I mean, when I hear it, when I hear men and women tell me, well, he did this or she did, okay,
Right.
it doesn't shock me anymore. You know what I mean? It's gotten to the
Yeah.
point where I've become so numb to it. It's like, yeah, well, I expected that,
Yeah.
and that's sad
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
pastors should not be revealed for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should be
Mhm.
revered for honesty, integrity,
Right.
but they're not. All they
Mhm.
are is, okay, well, he stole money for the church. Oh, look, he had sex with this 12-year-old girl or something like that. It's
Yeah.
always that,
Exactly.
and it sucks.
Mhm.
It really
Yep. I
does.
agree.
And like you said, a lot
Mhm.
of people, a lot of kids don't go to church anymore because they don't trust them, and I don't blame them at all.
Yep.
You know,
At all. Nope. At all.
it's how was the food over there, by the way?
It was pretty good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. Just after eating peanut butter and peanut jelly, butter jelly sandwiches and meat sandwiches for 4 years straight, every like Sunday or Wednesday, it got sick. So finally, I was just ordering like little mini meats or something because I couldn't eat it. And then I don't know if my body was just rejecting the food, but after eating that food for a while, it's like towards the end, I kept on losing like my appetite. And now I have it fully back. Like I could just eat it food at any time, but it was like I would lose my appetite and I
Yeah.
couldn't eat that whole meal or something like that. And it sickened me. But I'm not sure if that was the food or it's just my body like not, reacting well to it. But other than that, like the food was pretty good. Like I'm not gonna lie.
So if
Yeah.
if you didn't finish your food, would they just put it away for later
That
for you to
was
eat
the
it, or?
ridiculous part. We used to have girls, well, from the time I was there, like we would have girls who would literally have to throw up their food. And okay, so if you ask for food waste, they'll automatically give you a workout unless it's like Christmas, Thanksgiving. They would understand in those days because, we ate a lot. But on the days that we didn't eat a lot, which
Yeah.
we ate a lot for girls, yeah, we ate a lot. But, like let's say you couldn't finish your food and you got a food waste, like some girls would have to go up to the point where they had to throw up all their food. And even like staff will make us because it's either that or you have a workout. And even if you do throw up your food and you tell them, can I get a food waste workout, and they still make you eat it, once you throw out that food you still get another food waste workout, which is ridiculous. If a
Well,
girl can eat their food and put it down, then you should let them not eat their food. Like it's not like they're like, oh, I don't want this. That's disgusting. It's their body telling them I can't. I'll reject it. But yet you still force it down them, and once you force it down them, they go and throw up, and they still get punished for that. It's not their fault. It's their body that's
right.
telling them I can't take this. But yet they're forcing shit down our throats, and it's like it's time to stop.
Well,
And when it's time to stop, and everybody's telling us that it's time to stop.
the thing is, if you've ever tried to work out on a full stomach,
And
it
I've had
doesn't.
that several times. I've
Yeah.
had that several times since I've been there.
You start.
Sometimes they make us go up out in the morning. Like when I was first there, we had to do a workout every single stinking morning. Go to the bathroom and go straight to a workout. And sometimes like you see like girls are nauseous or like they can't do it because their body's like they're tired or something, and they'll still make you do the workout. And if you didn't do it right, you get to do a whole another one after. And it's like, if your body can't do it, then why the heck are you making us do it? Next thing you know, you have girls throwing up or girls not feeling well, and it's they don't care.
Right.
They want you to do the workouts perfectly. They want you to eat all the food perfectly, and it's ridiculous. And
Now,
it's not okay.
okay, so now one thing I have to ask because I've asked this of several girls' homes the girls that
Right?
I've interviewed. It's a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of a personal nature, but bear with me.
Okay.
Because a lot of girls that I've talked to that have been to other homes
Mm-hmm.
said that basically when they got there, everybody's period stopped.
Yep.
Okay, so at Wings of Faith, did all the girls? I mean, did they have their cycle, or did it stop, or
Mine, once I got there, started
oh,
because of the fact, like, the
okay,
traumatic experience.
okay, all right,
But, like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, no, I don't remember. Like, I remember when all of us girls would sometimes have our periods on the same exact days because we're
oh
so long from each other,
yeah,
and that's normal. But like period stops, I don't. I wasn't aware of it.
no, okay, all right,
Yeah.
because a lot of the girls, like at Bethesda home, were drugged, so
Yeah.
that kind of stuff
Mhm.
happens, and of course they only give you pads, right? They don't give you
Nope,
the
you're not allowed to have
tampons.
tampons.
Yeah, yeah,
Nope.
okay. That's a little different then. All right. Were any of the Clemensons there at Wings of Faith? Were they kind of running the place too, or
No, it was only the
the
Martins,
Martins?
but
Okay.
Debbie Martin and Charles Martin, and they were like the head of it.
Okay.
But yeah,
All
it
right.
wasn't the Clemensons as much.
But they did kind of stop by, didn't they?
Not really. I mean, like, I feel like the Wings of Faith and Agape did coincide with some of the rules and discuss some things together.
Uh huh.
So they were a team when it came to like discussing stuff. Because I remember Miss Debbie and all the board of directors having conversations with Brother Leo and all that from Agape, and I was like, why are we talking? I thought we were two different separate board schools, but I feel like right after Miss Debbie said, "Oh, we're going to make some changes to some rules," and I was like, "Okay." So it's like they were coinciding, but at the same time, they were in separate places.
Okay. All right. Now, when it came to Bible memorization, you had to
Mm-hmm.
do that as well, right? Memorize
Every
chapter after chapter.
month, every single month, and it was like if you don't memorize it, then you get on the yellow shirt or you have to write it. And it was like if I don't want to memorize the Bible, I don't want to memorize the Bible. I'm like, I understand that, like they say, once you leave, it'll help you, but literally sometimes I try to go back in my mind. I was like, okay, let me see how many I quote. I can't quote crap. I can't quote anything. It was like they told us that when you're doing something wrong, it'll come back to you, and I'm just like, nope, not really.
Now, when it came to church, you went to
Hmm.
the Agape Baptist Church, correct?
Yeah.
And of
Hmm.
course, you couldn't look at the boys. That was considered lusting, I'm sure.
Yes, but I did anyway. How? And me and my fiance did not care. Oh, my fiance now, he was at Agape, and that's how we technically met. And the thing I have a problem with that is like, if you, who cares if you're looking? Like, it's not always going to be less. Sometimes, like for me and him, it was true love. That's how we are together, the way we are. And like, it's ridiculous because no matter how much we went through there, like we had to go through so much drama. Well, I don't know if he knows everything that's went on, but I had to go through so much crap to the point where this is actually against the rules at Wings of Faith and Agape for the staff. But if you're talking to Agape staff, like this is why they weren't allowed to have Agape and Wings of Faith staff dating, but they did anyhow. So we had two staff. Well, we had one girl staff from Wings of Faith and one guy staff from Agape, and they technically teamed against me and Caleb, and they actually were talking about us at 11 o'clock at night, seeing how they could like quit us from like talking or looking at each other, in other words, separate us. And I found that ridiculous because they were telling me crap about him, saying, "Oh, by the way, he's gay, and oh, by the way, he's always on Browntown." And I was like, "Okay, I could tell he's always on Browntown. You don't have to tell me that, but talking crap behind him, behind his back, is really rude, especially if you're gonna talk." And I don't know what the heck they were saying about me to the Agape staff to tell him, but either way, Agape and Wings Based staff are not allowed to converse about their own students like that. If an Agape staff are telling about an Agape boy to Wings Based staff, that's against the rules.
Okay.
And I told Ms. Debbie about it, and Ms. Debbie found out about it, she was like, "I have no pity." And I was like, "Are you going to take care of it?" She was like, "Yeah, I'll take care of it." Still, they're still at it. And I was like, "You didn't do crap."
Nope.
And like I said, if it's true love, let it be true love. Because I don't care how many times they tried, they obviously could not separate us because we were still together. Like, I don't care how many times they gave me workouts for looking at him. Like, I loved workouts, and once they found it out, they found out that they should do writings instead. Because, I grew up, I like working out, I like exercising, I like running, that's sort of my thing. But I don't care how much crap they put me through and how much they told me not to look at him or how much bullshit they told me about him. I was still committed to loving on him no matter what. And that's one of the biggest things. Like, I went through a lot to get to him, and he went through a lot to get to me, and it was fun. But when true love's true love, and you should leave it alone. You shouldn't be like, oh, let's separate this because agape boys are horrible, and then the agape staff are saying to the boys, oh, the agape girls are horrible, and it was like, okay, so if we transition boarding schools, and you thought they were horrible, what does that think about us? What would you think about us if we were in their place?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest things. Like, I heard all the Wings Space staff constantly trash talking them from Agape, and I was like, if I was in their place, what would you think about me? Because apparently the whole damn school is from Agape is so perverted and so rude. But I have met some really sweet, really nice, really like Caleb, like really sweet Agape boys. And like anytime I go through something or Caleb's going through something or we need help or something, they're always there to talk or they're always there to like be there for us. Like when me and Caleb had an argument, one guy from named Ryan, I told him like, hey, this is going on, and I can't find Caleb, and I can't get a hold of him, but still, he was like, you need to go after him, and he was there encouraging me to get back to Caleb. He was there, helping me out. And not
Right.
all the Gotham boys are horrible, just like not all the Wing Space girls are horrible. I don't care what the world says or what Agape Wing Space says. We have heart. And if you can't see that and you just want to look at all the negative, that's your choice. But no, I'm not. I refuse. And that's
Yeah.
one of the big
Who
things.
who gives a shit what Agape and Wings of Faith say? It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Exactly.
It doesn't matter at all. Now, kind of, if you want to just say yes or no, that's fine. Do you and Caleb still have a good relationship with your
We do.
parents?
Yes.
Okay.
We do.
All right. All right. Because I know that Agape and I'm not too sure about Wings of Faith. I don't have too many girls on the podcast, but
Right.
they destroy families. They put
Right.
the parents against
They separate from their families.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, and that's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
So, but that's good. That's good that you at least have a good relationship with your parents,
Yeah,
and
we
of
do.
course Caleb as well. That's
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah. So, as far as any types of did did it get so bad to the point where maybe CPS got involved, or really some really nasty fights going on, or staff were just
No.
being
From
perverts?
what I Normally, if the fight went on, they would get restrained and they would get on parade the next day. It wasn't always like CPS or something like that. Like they would take care of it themselves.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
no.
they got restrained for what? Half hour,
Like
hour?
fighting or arguing, like if they're gonna be physical toward another student, and I understand this. Like if one student's gonna be physical toward another, like you want to separate them because you don't want to
Well,
have at it because they're gonna hurt each other.
yeah.
I understand that. Hi, buddy. But sorry, my dog's sitting there. But other than that, no. Like the physical, it wasn't that bad at all, from what
Okay.
I've heard. Like sometimes some girls will lash out and they'll try to fight each other, but it wasn't common at all.
But
I was there.
how long were the restraints? I mean, were they like a half hour, hour, or just enough to where the girls would calm
It
down? Or
depended on the girl. If she was just going all out and she refused to quit fighting the staff or whoever was restraining her,
yeah,
like sometimes us older girls would had to restrain them, but I wouldn't like go all out and like fully restrain them to like the point where I'm like twisting our arms or legs or putting all my body weight on them.
right.
But like I had my limits, and whenever they stop fighting me, I'll let them go. And if they start fighting me again, then I'll restrain them again. But I wouldn't hurt them. But from what it depended on the girl. See how long it took for her to calm down. Once she calmed down, they'll let her up and they'll talk to her.
Right.
But it wasn't like, yeah. From what I've heard from Agape, I hate the way they treat the guys over there. From what I've heard, it's
Oh,
ridiculous.
yes,
It's abusive, and
they got it pretty bad. Yes.
oh yeah,
Yes.
for sure. Yep. Yeah.
All right. So, how's your life now? Now that you're out of Agape, I mean, out of Wings of Faith, and you're settled down now in another state. So, how is your life now?
It's pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, Once you got out of Wings of Faith, it's like you don't know anything about the adult world. Especially if you're 18, it's hard because they don't teach you like a lot. Like they right before I left, they started like a home ec class, and they didn't do it the whole time I was there. But they like told me, hey, before you leave, you need to do this, and I did it. Well, didn't do all of it because I was like, okay, I know the basics. This is just the basics. Like I don't know how to set up a bank account or like just the adult stuff like paying your taxes or something like that. I had no idea how to do that at all or pay my bills. It's just like, okay, I'm going to the world. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I don't know how to do this. Like sometimes when I receive paperwork from the mail, I'm just like, okay, someone help me. How do I do this? Because I don't know what the heck this is.
Right.
And they had to explain to me, oh, you need to do this and you need this. I mean, like, I don't know. Like my parents never taught me that. Just they taught me like basic stuff, like you keep the home clean, or okay, no, you're no. Sorry, my dog kind of cuddly, but it's like you keep your home clean. You make sure you have to pay your taxes on time. They never showed me how to pay my taxes, how to pay my bills, but it's rough not knowing all those things and coming out of the program that you've been in for 4 years and you don't get taught jack shit.
Right.
And all of a sudden you're like, oh, you're on your own, have fun. And it's like, I don't know what I'm doing,
Right. And instead of restraining you and demeaning you and everything like that, what they should have been doing was they should have been showing you, like you said, how to live out in the real world, how to pay your bills,
Right.
how to pay your
Yeah.
taxes, all that stuff,
Right.
economic stuff. They should have taught you
That's
that, but they
it.
didn't.
And the thing is, they don't focus on that. They care more about the biblical crap. And it's like half the girls, or more than half the girls that go through those programs, don't apply that. Like when
Right.
you go through programs, like I don't care. Like I had to go through a transitional home afterwards, so I had to go through another program for them to teach me that. But I could have been taught that over there, no problem.
Sure.
Like they could have had access to doing that. Like half the time when we're over there at Wings of Faith, we're sitting down or we're not doing crap, jack shit. Like we spend the whole day at school, and then staff had to check our homework afterward. We're like sitting there for 30 minutes or like an hour, or even like half more than an hour because we can't do crap when staff's checking our homework. But in the meantime, maybe we could do like some of that home ec crap, or like they could be like, hey, this is how you check your bills, or this is how you do this. Like we had the time, but they never,
Right.
made it to that time.
And of course, you had the PACE program, the ACE,
Right.
which was
A
garbage.
pain in the ass. I actually graduated from that program, and I'm scared because I've heard accounts or reviews of girls saying that that school wasn't accredited
It's
and
not.
that they're right. And I got my high school diploma, but I'm wanting to start college, but I can't do crap because my crap's not accredited, and that's ridiculous.
What
I'm
you
technically,
you're fucked. Yeah, basically.
yeah,
But what you would probably have to do, and I know, like I said, Agape screwed you pretty good as far as the education. Like I said,
right,
that diploma is just worthless. You might as well wipe your ass with it. You know what I mean? It's
exactly,
garbage.
exactly,
But but what you would probably have to do was you would probably have to go and get like a GED in order
right,
to get it accredited so you can
yeah, exactly.
enroll in a college. Unless maybe if you go to Hiles Anderson College,
Yeah,
you
and
might
I'm
get in
not.
there.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
yeah,
already went through Wings of Fate. I'm not doing
yeah.
that.
You don't want to go to that shit
I just
place.
wanted to go into an actual state college like FSU or something like my brother went to, but no, I can't because my fucking crap isn't accredited. So yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always because when I went to one of the schools in Corpus Christi where I'm from,
Mhm.
this is 81, 82. I had the
Yeah.
PACE program too, so
Oh
it's been
wow.
around for a long time and it's been unaccredited. So it's
Yep.
yeah.
Oh wow. How did you
Yeah.
get through it, huh? Did you do college or any of that?
Well, it is. This was elementary school, so
Oh, okay.
yeah,
You're lucky.
it didn't affect me because it was, I didn't have to do any
Yeah.
credits. So
Yeah.
because I went from there directly to junior high, so it's
Mm-hmm.
it's still no credits, so it was okay. But if it was high school, yeah, I would have had to
Yep.
fix that, and probably take extra classes to gain credits. So.
Yeah, apparently Miss Debbie kept on claiming, "Oh, we're gonna try to get the school accredited," and then nothing ever happened. Oh, this.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know about Wings of Faith, but I know that Agape on their website, which I hate going on that
Yeah,
website
all the
because
websites are fake. Let me just tell you that much.
yeah,
It's
you
all play stage, and it's
sure,
well, like play stage play, but it's like, oh, we're gonna go and do this here. And whenever you see the video, of the girls singing on the couch, we don't do that. We don't. We're not even allowed to sit on the couch. So help me God. But like when it comes to us, like even riding around our horses around the gates, we're not allowed to ride our horses around the gates. We're only allowed to ride them in pen because they're afraid that if we have a horse, we're gonna take off
they're
into
gonna
the
take off.
sunset, run away. If I had the option to, I would have.
Well, if Wings of Faith, if they actually made it a really good place for you to learn and be happy,
Exactly.
they wouldn't
It
have to
would have been
worry
a great
about it.
place.
But they're mean to you,
Exactly.
then you
Exactly.
wonder why they don't want you out of the pen because you're afraid you're going to take off. Well, that's their
Yeah.
misfortune. You know what I
I
mean?
hate it. Okay, so we have this one girl, and I've known her ever since I first went to the boarding school, but she is 7. Poor thing. Because she went there when she was 7, cutest thing in the world, super smart. She tested into 6th grade. Like, she is extremely smart, extremely talented. Apparently, which I believe, her parents sent her there just to get rid of her so they could do their own thing.
Yeah.
So technically, she's stuck there. And then one time when she was on her visit, Ms. Debbie talked them into letting her stay there till she's 18. Okay, this is my problem. That school is not meant for children at all, especially with the structure, the lining. Okay, children need to have a fun time. They need to have a life. I don't care about us teenagers. Like, we could have faced it, but I've seen this girl, like, sometimes, like, people wouldn't be able to tell, but I've known her so long to the point where I could look at her directly in her eyes and she was depressed because of where she was at. Like, sometimes, yeah, they let her have special privileges because they knew that, she's young, she had to have a good time, but it wasn't the way she should have been. Like, she's young, she should not even be there. Like they say, that school's for troubled teenage girls,
Right.
and which it is, but you don't have to say troubled teenage girls. You could be a little bit more kinder about it and say, like, girls who have had struggles in their life and just need help getting back up on their feet. You don't have to say troubled teenage girls like we're some bad ass girls with some crap, like we just came out of gangs crap or something.
Did they have
But,
did
huh?
they have other animals besides horses?
We had chickens, but they all died. Yeah, that one did not last. The coyotes kept on going, eating them. Next thing you
Yeah.
know, if you see a whole freaking trail of feathers everywhere. So, yeah, that was fun. But it
Okay.
didn't last, so yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Well,
Other than,
Brianna,
nope,
I'm glad you're out.
thank you.
Yeah. And I
It
hope.
was fun, but, well, it wasn't fun. It was a hard ass task, but
Yeah.
you fight through it, and then once you look back and you see that you fought through it, you have a lot more confidence in the fact that you could be stronger. Yeah,
Definitely. Definitely.
yeah.
So,
Hmm.
and can just continue doing what you're doing. Figuring things out. I mean, when I was your age, I didn't know jack from shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I
yeah,
either.
something you got to learn. And I mean,
Yep. You do.
if you need help, I mean, just ask somebody. I mean, that's been through it.
Exactly.
Is there a Facebook page for the Wings of Faith girls for
Yes,
survivors?
there is.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
it's called Wings of Faith Academy, or you can look up Bud and Debbie Martin. They have their own Facebook page as well. Follow up on that. So
okay, sure.
Yeah. Any
All right.
picture we ever take is always happy and smiling. If you don't smile, even when you are depressed, like me, I had to get out of the picture because she was like, "You're not smiling. You don't have to be in the picture." I'm like, "Good. I don't want to be in the picture because I'm depressed." And I'm not gonna lie, it's a whole crowd out there saying, "I'm happy and good and happy." No, I'm not. I'm fucking depressed. Let me be depressed.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
They always have to be smiling and happy whenever, like, and they know that you're going through like emotions and like you're struggling, but yet they always are like, cheer up, it's okay, or like be act happy because we want the whole world to know that this is a happy place. If you look on one of the Facebook pictures on the Thanksgiving, there's this one girl who's sitting in the back, and you could tell that she's absolutely pissed off. And they catch that on camera. And then if I could, I might actually do it. But I'm literally gonna get that photo, copy it, and like edit it to the point where I circle the face, so they see the mean face and be like, "Truly the Fit Academy, fuck all these smiles." I'm literally gonna do it.
Yeah, they do that way. You know, when parents.
False advertisement so they can get all the
Yes.
fucking money. Fuck y'all,
Yes.
no.
It's all about the money. Is what it's all about.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
they don't give two shits about your problems. They don't give a shit
Yeah.
about your education. They don't care as long as the parents are pouring the
Yeah.
money in, they're okay with
And
that.
it's ridiculous because the program I was at before was had a way nicer campus, way more extracurricular activities, way much more stuff than that little piece of shit right there. And that they had they had to pay more at Wings of Faith than they did at Oakdale. And if you look at Oakdale Christian Academy compared to Wings of Faith Academy,
Yeah.
totally different. Oakdale's much nicer. Wings of Faith just looks like a piece of crap compared to that. And you had to pay more for Wings of Faith than Oakdale. Are you kidding me? No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. So, you have any final thoughts, Brianna? We're gonna have to get Caleb on in another podcast.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
that's fine. That's fine. So,
All right.
but you got any final thoughts? Anything you want to tell the parents out there that are going to be watching this?
I just hope that the parents, like, I know we seem like a bunch of fucked up teenagers, and, like, we came from the school, we might be trying to bust the system and all that. But if you really look into it, and, like, even Uncle Chuck, one of the staff from there, said if parents were to stay 24 hours in that place, they would not want to be them there themselves. Like, Uncle Chuck told that to us the whole time. Like, Uncle Chuck, he was a great staff member. He didn't look at you wrong. He helped you through your problems. He was there to talk to you, and he was a regular, normal guy. But he even told us if staff were to take 24 hours and through that program, they would not, or like parents, they would understand what we went through, how we went through it, and what was going on. But all y'all see was, the photos, and sometimes, yeah, you might look at the podcast, but you need to like really make sense of this because we who are like speaking out against this, we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have a cause.
Sure.
And that cause is to stop the abuse, stop the ridiculousness, or stop everything that's going on there in those places because it's not okay. And I love the girls who are in there right now. Like, I wish sometimes I could bust Alicia, that 17-year-old, out of there because she does not need to be in there. But just listen to what people are telling you and don't listen to Wings of Faith or Agape because all trash, all bullcrap.
Yep.
And yeah, unless you want your child to go through that crap too and one day end up on one of these podcasts
And the trauma.
and be emotionally wrecked and traumatic for the rest of their lives,
Yes.
don't send them there.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen.
It's a lifelong thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, if personally, I don't consider those guys Christians at all. They can call
No.
themselves Christians, but they're not. That's not how
They're
a
not.
Christian acts. A Christian,
Yeah.
a Christian doesn't, beat you and assault
Yeah.
you or rape you.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to do that, and they do it there at Agape. And I don't know about Wings of Faith, but maybe it went on when you didn't know about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens, especially when you got pervert pastors like that.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Undressing you with his eyes. You know what I mean?
Yes, for
So,
sure.
but anyway, Brianna, thank you for coming on. This has
You're
been
welcome.
quite insightful. It was good. A lot of information there. Hopefully, we can get some more girls for the Wings
Yeah.
of Faith on. So, and
Mhm.
just to let everybody know who's watching, if you do want to come on, the number's on top of the channel page, but you must be 18. If you're not 18, if you're 17 or 16, you need to have your parents' permission, and that's for legal purposes. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So, Brianna, stay on the line, and I
Okay.
want to talk to you real quick, and I'm going to end the podcast. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching the Hammer Podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's keep the channel growing and the subscribers going. Make sure you have a big thumbs up to it. Like the videos. Share it with your friends. That way we can get some more people on. All right. So for the Hammer Podcast, I'm Jason. You take care of yourself. Take care of each other.